Okay, we're recording on a floppy disk. Is that all the space it has? Does it do 2-second recordings? I'm not sure how many of these I get.
3 clips. I get 3 clips on each 1.44 megabyte floppy disk. With that little space, it's amazing the camera can do video at all.
You have 4 seconds. What do you feel?
I feel good. I have a flip out screen so I can vlog on that.
What you got? Whoa! What do you have? Oh,
I've been trying to make more videos recently, and I'm learning that I have to cool it a bit with the perfectionism. I need to stop sweating the fine details and not overly obsess about quality.
Yo, he's shooting with my camera!
After seeing my other video about making the most of your old gear, my dad gave me this old Sony camera that shoots on floppy disks. The optics are actually pretty good. It's got a long zoom, autofocus, image stabilization, but because of the obvious storage limitations, the picture doesn't look very good. For reference, 10 seconds of 4K video would fill up about 70 of these. I've been traveling a lot for the past 3 weeks, and during that time I challenged myself to basically only shoot with this floppy disk camera. My idea is that it'll force me to be more intentional about the shots that I take, since unless I compress the video even further, I only get a total of 9 seconds of footage per disc. So what got you into film photography? Like, what's interesting about that format for you?
It definitely started off like, I think I was driving myself insane with just working on so many commercial projects and, you know, personal projects on the side and stuff that I wanted kind of like an outlet that I could still practice, like going out and shooting and editing. Yeah, like just a low pressure outlet.
Lowering the pressure. That's what all this is about. It's tough when you have a specific creative vision and you know you could get there, but because of various limitations, you can't quite get it perfect. The last 2 videos on my channel covered limitations in gear and limitations in skills. This episode, I guess making an unintentional trilogy, is about limitations of time.
Okay, so I guess it only shoots in 3-second bursts. There's also a little icon of a floppy disk that is counting down.
It's fun to take a long time on projects and tweak them until they're exactly how you want. But I feel there's also merit to doing things quick and dirty and gaining skills by just completing things.
You're trying to drive and I'm doing this.
So while me and my friends Michael and John were in the same town, we decided to make a little low-pressure film together.
Movie magic.
We came up with the idea and then went out and shot it in under an hour.
Hi, Evan.
What up? We finishing a film.
From start to finish, the whole 4-minute project only took a couple hours to make, which was a great creative outlet.
Hi, John.
Looks like breakfast.
Hurry up, take a bite.
Whenever me, John, and Michael get together, we always end up making something, and this time was no exception. After our little creative project was finished, I sat down with Michael to talk a bit about creative outlets. The idea behind this film, I've been shooting the past couple weeks on the floppy disk camera that only does 3-second bursts, 3 or 4 second bursts, and each disc you get like 3 shots on it. And I've been thinking about the similarity between that and film. It's like I only have a certain amount of clips I can take. I don't know, do you feel like you're, like since you've started shooting film, that kind of attitude of being selective with what you shoot, do you think that's rolled over into your filming?
Totally. It has made me more selective of like what I necessarily need to capture rather than all the stuff that's just going to sit there, like the leftover scraps.
Yeah.
I guess I've taken time to do more pre-production almost of like shot listing and being like, okay, this is exactly what I need.
Knowing
to make
what you're
this
setting
work.
out for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that all has like kind of happened due to like the selectiveness of like shooting 35 millimeter.
Shooting on the floppy disk camera for 3 weeks was actually kind of nice.
It was like a form of creative vacation. I still got to shoot, but the results didn't matter as much. The floppy disks limited me to 3-second clips and 3 clips per drive. I only had 4 drives, so any given time I went out to shoot, I would only come back with about 30 seconds of footage. It forced me to not overshoot, to not spend so much time tweaking and getting things perfect and running the same shot over and over. It's obviously not a practical tool for real use, but it was a learning opportunity, a way to force myself to chill out a bit.
It's kind of funny you talk about the payoff of finally getting to see the end product, and I'm like, there is a similarity with the floppy disk camera of the drives read so slow and they don't work half the time, and then once you get it you have to convert it to a different file type to get it to actually edit. But then after all that, there is no payoff. It's just bad looking footage.
Like, I think one of the cool things, like the similarities between like the floppy disk and like shooting film is like there's so many times where like I'm driving and I see maybe like a really just beautiful car, or like the way like the sun's setting somewhere like over a barn or something, like and I don't stop. I'm so PO'd about it because I'm like, the thing about film is like you do only have that one shot, and you know it's kind of the same thing with floppy disks. Is like you only have those 3 seconds. So it's like I have to make sure in this 3-second window, the most interesting thing my subject is doing happens, or like it looks the best. I have those 3 seconds, and it's like very similar of like deciding what moments you want to capture on film.
And almost in a different way, I feel like the payoff of this whole 3-week experiment in filming with the floppy disk camera is like, I bought a new point and shoot camera that arrives today that I haven't got yet. I'm excited to shoot on that. I haven't really shot on my new Sony that I just got. So like the payoff of this whole project is like, once I've forced myself to like learn this lesson of being really selective with what I'm filming, then the reward is I get to go and shoot on the good cameras that I want to shoot on.
Totally.
Yeah, I know this whole setup is a little unnecessary, but I'm having fun with it, and that's what this whole thing is about. Making sure making videos stays fun. I know what it feels like to have a hobby turn into a job, and I don't want this to be that. I don't want to put this pressure on myself that every project needs to be better than the last. That's an idea I kind of have an issue with. I feel like that just leads to burnout and sucking the fun out of it. A majority of how you get better at things is just by doing them, by just completing projects. It's what I'm trying to display on this channel, is just doing things even if you're not good at them. And so I think being stuck in that high pressure perfectionist mindset really does you a disservice, because by trying to improve everything, you end up just not doing it, and if you don't do it, you don't get better. It's easier said than implemented, but I'm trying to be more mindful of when I should spend 3 hours on something, or when I should spend 3 seconds.
Thank you for your time.